When we hear the word obesity, we usually think only about the number on the scale or the shape of our silhouette. But the truth is far darker, and it unfolds where no mirror can reach, deep inside your body. Imagine your body isn't just getting heavier, it's being invaded. We're not talking about the harmless layer of fat right under the skin that you can grab. The real danger is visceral fat. It wraps around your organs like a sticky, yellow chokehold. This fat is not dead tissue that just sits there. It is a highly active, rebellious organ. It constantly produces hormones and inflammatory substances that manipulate your entire internal system. It is a silent invasion that undermines your health every second. Are you ready to find out what is really happening inside your body right now? To understand why this fat is so dangerous, we need to take a look inside its biological workshop. While fat under the skin primarily serves as an energy storage, visceral fat between your organs behaves completely differently. It is not a passive mass, it is an aggressive factory. This fat tissue continuously pumps hundreds of signaling molecules into your bloodstream, known as cytokines. Normally, your body uses these substances to heal injuries or fight viruses. But with visceral fat, this happens for no reason, every day, every hour. The result? Your body is in a constant state of war, chronic inflammation. These chemical signals poison the environment in which your organs must function. They disrupt the delicate communication of your hormones and alter the way your body responds to energy. Imagine your organs having to breathe in a toxic smog. That's exactly what is happening on a molecular level. Visceral fat changes the entire chemical signature of your blood, laying the foundation for the failure of your heart, liver, and pancreas. It sets the stage for a deadly domino effect that we will now examine more closely. Imagine your heart as a tireless machine, pumping blood through your body every second. But as fat mass increases, the entire playing field changes. It is physics at its most brutal. First, a massive volume load develops. Every extra gram of fat tissue is alive and requires oxygen. Your body is forced to create miles of new microscopic blood vessels to supply this fat. That means your heart must suddenly move much more blood than before. Stroke volume increases. Your pulse accelerates. Your heart is working non-stop, even while you sleep. But that's only half the truth. Remember the chemical smog from part 2? These inflammatory signals now attack your blood vessels. They send false commands that cause your arteries to constrict and your body to retain unnecessary water and salt. Pressure in the system skyrockets. Your heart now faces an overwhelming wall of resistance. To cope with this enormous pressure, the heart tries to adapt. The muscle wall of the left ventricle becomes thicker and stronger. This is called hypertrophy. But this gain in strength comes at a high cost. The heart becomes stiff. It loses its elasticity and can no longer properly relax or fill with blood between beats. What was once a flexible muscle turns into a rigid, exhausted pump. This is the slow beginning of heart failure, one you don't feel until it is almost too late. Your heart is still beating, but it is losing the battle against your own body. While your heart struggles against internal pressure, chaos breaks out on another front, your metabolic center. We now enter the deadly triangle between your liver, pancreas, and blood. It all begins in the liver, the largest laboratory in your body. Normally, it processes energy with precision, but with excess weight, it becomes flooded with free fatty acids. Liver cells are literally suffocating in fat. The result is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. But the fat is not just a burden. It makes the liver blind. Normally, the hormone insulin sends a clear signal. Stop. We have enough sugar in the blood. Stop producing more. But a fatty liver simply ignores this command. It becomes resistant. The consequences are fatal. Even while you sleep, even when you are not eating, your liver continuously pumps glucose into your bloodstream. Your blood sugar levels rise sharply. Now the pancreas enters the stage. It is your body's desperate guardian. It sees the rising sugar and reacts in panic. Its beta cells begin working overtime. They produce more and more insulin in the hope of reaching unresponsive cells. It's like trying to shout at someone who has their ears completely shut. For years, this state can continue. Your body struggles to maintain the illusion of normality. This is the dangerous phase of prediabetes. But eventually, the day of total exhaustion arrives. The beta cells of your pancreas can no longer keep up. They burn out. They die. When insulin production collapses, your entire glucose metabolism collapses with it. Sugar now floods every vessel in your body unchecked. Welcome to the world of type 2 diabetes. It is not a sudden event, but the bitter end of a long, ignored chain of events. The blood that is meant to sustain life now becomes a corrosive threat to everything it touches. When blood sugar remains chronically high, what was once your body's fuel turns into an aggressive acid. It attacks everything it comes into contact with. This is called the domino effect of structural destruction. First, it hits the weakest, your smallest blood vessels, the capillaries. These tiny vessels supply your nerves with life. But under constant attack from glucose, these capillaries simply die. Your nerves are literally starved. The result is diabetic neuropathy. It often begins with a harmless tingling or burning sensation in the feet, but ends in complete silence, numbness. Imagine stepping on glass or suffering a severe injury without even noticing it, because your nerves have stopped communicating. But the damage doesn't stop there. Sugar teams up with the chronic inflammation from part 2 and attacks the major highways of your body, your arteries. It makes the vessel walls rough and sticky, an open invitation for fat and calcium to build up. This process is called atherosclerosis. Your arteries become narrow, stiff, and fragile. If such a vessel closes in your brain or your heart, there is only a split second between life and death. A stroke or heart attack is not an accident. It is the bitter finale of years of structural sabotage. That was a harsh journey through the anatomy of destruction. But here is the message that can change everything. Your body is not a rigid stone. It is a dynamic biological system, waiting for a chance to regenerate. Science shows us something remarkable. When you begin to lose fat, your body often targets the most dangerous depot first, visceral fat. Even a moderate weight loss of just 5 to 10% can create real miracles. It's like turning on the coolant in an overheating engine. The moment fat begins to melt away, your liver breathes again. Fat cells empty. Inflammation decreases, and your pancreas no longer has to scream against a wall. Your cells start listening to insulin again. The blindness of your organs disappears. Of course, there are limits. Severe liver cirrhosis or advanced calcification cannot simply be reversed. At that point, the goal is to limit damage and protect life. But for most of us, it is not too late. The path forward is no secret. It is honest work. A healthy calorie deficit, combined with strength training for your muscles and cardio for your heart. There is no magic pill, but there is a decision to take back control. Your body has endured this silent invasion for years. It has fought for you, even when you didn't know it. Now it's time for you to fight for it. Give your organs the space they need to breathe. It starts today with the first step.